Is Sydney Sweeney's fiancé sort of like a sugar daddy to her? Why did the paparazzi recently beg her to come outside in nothing but a bikini? And what sexy piece of clothing did Sydney steal from her Euphoria wardrobe while playing Cassie Howard? Stick around for answers to all these questions, plus a whole lot more. We've got your latest Sydney Sweeney updates. First, Sydney's fiancé does not take care of her financially or act like a sugar daddy. Sydney just went on record clearing up rumors that the man she's going to marry helps her with her bills. She's been engaged to Jonathan Davino since 2022. As of this publication, she's 27 and he's 40. Since they have a 13-year age gap between them, plenty of people might assume that they have a certain type of lifestyle or arrangement going on between them. In reality, they don't. Sydney told Glamour magazine, "I'm a very successful, independent woman who's worked really hard. I have accomplished and bought everything myself, and I provide for myself and my family. I would love to set the record straight. You can be in a healthy relationship with someone and also be very successful without needing the man. We're teammates, we're in it together, and we want to see each other succeed." Her words have not been received well on social media, though. Part of the reason for that is because Sydney has described feeling like she's been in survival mode her entire life. She feels like all financial stress and pressure is on her shoulders, and that it's up to her to take care of everyone, including her own parents. One fan wrote, "Jonathan should be ashamed of himself and embarrassed. He's an old man who should bring the value of ease into Sydney's life. A man who really loves a woman would never be comfortable watching her struggle." A second fan who has a crush on Sydney wrote, "I'm nowhere near as wealthy or successful as Jonathan, but I would still treat her so much better than him if I had the opportunity." Another fan added, "Women should never be in survival mode if they have a man in their life, especially not beautiful women. What is she doing? It's actually embarrassing." Ultimately, it seems Sydney will likely remain unbothered in her relationship, regardless of the negative backlash she's been receiving from fans. Also, another necessary reminder here is that Sydney is far from struggling. With or without Jonathan in her life, she is doing just fine with all the movie projects, TV shows, and brand deals she agrees to do. This is great news for Sydney, because if she ever feels like she wants to leave her relationship for any reason, she can do so without feeling trapped or stuck. Second, paparazzi once tried to make a bikini deal with Sydney's family. While speaking with Glamour magazine, Sydney opened up about the time paparazzi harassed her family while she was spending time at their Florida home. She described the incident saying, "They said, if you tell her to just come outside in a bikini, I'll take pictures and then I'll leave you alone." This story isn't all that shocking since Sydney has been such a hot commodity in the pop culture world lately. Snagging attractive photos of the blonde bombshell in a swimsuit would likely equate to a major payout for magazine photographers. Third, Sydney stole lingerie from her Euphoria wardrobe. Many people grew to love Sydney after seeing her in the role of Cassie on Euphoria. It turns out that her wardrobe for the role is something she's personally been obsessed with. She admitted that she stole a pair of Cassie's jeans, and she's also stolen some of Cassie's lingerie. Fourth, did Sydney ever respond after DeAndre Hopkins tried to shoot his shot at her? NFL star DeAndre tried to get attention from Sydney after she posted a thirst trap on Instagram. He simply responded with the word "trapped." He posted that on August 19, 2024. It's been a little less than 2 months since that internet exchange, and Sydney has not responded to the Tennessee Titans wide receiver. Eagle-eyed fans have been keeping tabs on Sydney's social media engagement to see what she's been liking and commenting on. But it's unlikely she'll ever get back to DeAndre since she's engaged to marry someone else already. Fifth, Glenn Powell went on record complimenting Sydney in public again. Rumors about Sydney and Glenn secretly hooking up while filming Anyone But You ran rampant before their romantic comedy hit theaters. They've since shut down rumors of an affair, but Glenn still has endless compliments to dole out about Sydney whenever he has the chance. According to Glamour magazine, he spoke about her highly, saying, "She's a total Renaissance woman. I've never met someone who has an aptitude for so much. Everybody knows she's talented and magnetic and beautiful and all those things, but I think her heart's going to be what takes her the distance." Glenn and Sydney might not have a romantic connection, but the way he speaks about her has always been incredibly sweet. Sixth, Sydney Sweeney revealed that Angelina Jolie is the first woman she really admired. Sydney hyped Angelina in the most charming way, saying, "The first woman whose career I admired was Angelina Jolie. I think she's an amazing actress. I think she's an amazing activist. And just overall, a really beautiful woman." Girl Interrupted, I think, was one of my first movies that I saw her in, and I thought, oh my god, this is amazing. Sydney certainly isn't the first famous person to fangirl over Angelina. and she definitely won't be the last. 7th, Sydney says her middle school bullies were so mean the cops had to get involved. Even though Sydney is thought of as one of the most beautiful women of this generation, that doesn't mean she was always immune to bullying. When she was about 12 years old, she dealt with bullies who treated her like absolute garbage. She admitted that other kids hounded her relentlessly to mess with her self-esteem. The fact that Sydney was pursuing a career as an actress was one of the things other kids would make fun of her for. At one point, police got involved to tell other kids to back off. Fortunately for Sydney, she grew up and made a name for herself in the Hollywood industry beyond all the lame loser bullies who tried to tear her down when she was younger. 8th, Sydney Sweeney's bathtub ad for Dr. Squatch has her fans drooling. Sydney agreed to promote a natural body wash for men called Dr. Squatch, and the response has been overwhelmingly positive. One fan wrote, "The advertisers know exactly what we want to see." Someone else added, "I haven't stopped watching this clip on repeat since yesterday. Her dirty talk voice is so hot." Sydney's list of sponsored posts on social media is long AF these days, and it's unlikely she'll slow down anytime soon. 9th, Sydney might be done posting on Twitter for good. It's easy enough to keep up with Sydney on Instagram, which is the main social media platform that she's active on. While she does have a TikTok account, she only ever posts clips of herself fixing vintage vehicles. But what about Twitter? The White Lotus actress has 1.2 million followers on Twitter, even though she's following 0 people back. The truth of the matter is that she hasn't tweeted or retweeted since May. As of this publication, it's been 6 months since she's had anything to say on what was formerly known as the Bird app. Is she permanently off Twitter for good? Fans will have to wait and see, but for now, it certainly looks that way. 10th, Euphoria fans are convinced that Sydney is the reason the show is a success. The first 2 seasons of Euphoria were a hit, and fans are eagerly awaiting Season 3 on HBO. Zendaya, Jacob Elordi, and Alexa Demie are other cast members on the show who do an incredible job in their roles. However, there are some viewers who are convinced that the show has only reached its level of notoriety because of Sydney's contributions. A Reddit thread has been launched to discuss this topic, with one person writing, "Sydney was the reason for the success of this show." Another fan chimed in with, "We legit showed up for Zendaya and stayed for Sydney. She's the breakout star from this show." What do you think of all these Sydney Sweeney updates? Let us know in the comment section below.